Here we go. Good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My mic was off. It fell on the floor. I'm not sure why, but yeah. Anyway, that's how it is. You always start the morning. It is a new morning, and a lot is in the news today, and a lot has happened over the weekend. I don't know where you are and what you've heard and all that good stuff. Thank you guys. Yesterday, we had a great time in our community talking about the stepping down of Joe Biden. And so we're going to be talking about that. And we're going to do our Motivation Monday. Our Motivation Monday, so you'll know. Let me just get that banner up here. Our Motivation Monday discussion or share will be the beautiful essence of photography. So we'll talk that at the end. That'll be in the last half hour, 20 minutes of the show. And but right now we're going to dive in. We're just going to dive in. First, it's going to be hellos, and then we're going to talk about the events happening in the U.S. elections, and the Republicans are losing their minds, and all the other stuff that's going on with this election. There's so much happening. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Hold on a second. Can you hear me? Good morning. I see everybody. Good. Okay, the first person in the building is the wonderful Chrissy's Corner. She is in the building. Okay, thank you, Adrian. Adrian's in the building today. I told him that y'all were looking for him yesterday. And Chris is in the building. Good morning, Chris. And Kelly is in the building. Hannah is in the building. Good morning. Adrian's in the building. And Omar Ramos is in the building. Jamel Shabazz is in the building. Grand Rising family. That's 3 or 4 people in this community that say Grand Rising. I love it. I love that phrase. I've adopted Grand Rising into my morning greetings. Didn't used to use it, but now I use it all the time. Thank you for the Grand Rising folks in the community that use the term. Trish is up. Trish is up on the West Coast. West Coast is in the building. And Dred Dia is in the building. What's going on, Miss Dred Dia is in the building, 72. And Elise is in the building. And who else is in the building? She says good morning and good morning to everyone. Okay, so let's just dive in. First of all, Biden, for those that don't know, if you've been hiding under a rock, you should. I find it hard that you don't know, but there were people they interviewed people in Times Square yesterday that did not know what had happened in the day, which is amazing. We know most Americans oblivious to what's going on in the world, and but people overseas have been reacting as well. So let's start with America. So folks are definitely chiming in. The DNC or the Harris ticket, if it's going to be, has raised so much money in less than 24 hours. Yes, there is a new momentum going, and there is a new energy in the Democrat Party, in the independents, in the Republicans, folks that are for change and do not want to see Trump win. There is a major, major surge of energy on this news. However, I would be what's the word? I would do it injustice by saying I was not happy with how they did this. I really felt like they destroyed their candidate. And again, I will always say the Democrats love to eat their own. They're the only political party in the world like it. Maybe not the only. Maybe there's 1 or 2 out there. But the Democrats eat their own. And that is their reputation. And still, some people have not endorsed Kamala for whatever reasons. So even though Biden has endorsed, and that was a good move. So I was not happy with how they did this. I thought it was horrible. I thought it was how they tore this man down after all he's done for this country. But I do understand that he is becoming more frail. And I think COVID really also shows some signs that this guy's got to be on the road every single day and in people's faces with COVID, without COVID. And could he withstand and hold up to all of that vigorous being out on the campaign trail? And that was something to look at. They're saying that's one of the reasons that he, stepped down. But also, they said the polls were looking really bad. The polls that were not in his favor, and but it was definitely. I just thought that the Democrats went about this in a very bad way. Again, the polls are down because you crushed the dude that was at the ticket. It's kind of like what you call a self-fulfilling prophecy. You say something is bad over and over and over and over again. Eventually, it will become bad to the audience or the perceivers. So anyway, Jazzy says, I love my Jazzy. Jazzy always got something to say. I love it. Jazzy says the silence from some of the leaders of the Democrat Party is loud. Yes, indeed. Because again, like we all said from the very beginning, the ousting of Biden was also about getting rid of Kamala, Miss Harris. And I don't think they may, maybe not. I don't know. They might not have calculated how many people were going to be on the bandwagon for Kamala. And I think it's going to be very, very, very hard to get her off the ticket. It's going to be very, very hard. If they decide to get her off the ticket, it's over. It's over. David says Obama hasn't said he wants to process. He wants a process to nominate next candidate. Yes, there are some that are saying they just want to go with the process. Make sure that the process is intact and that those leaders don't have a influence to make it look fair. That's what we're hearing also. And there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And so I like that they said to make sure that you don't count the chickens before they hatch. Because just because the world wants Kamala, just because the country seems to be falling in line with Kamala, doesn't mean the Democrats will do the right thing. Because face it, history has proven that the Democrats always muck it up. Muck it up. So we gotta just stay vigilant and continue to make our requests known to our senators, our Congress people, that we are on the side of Kamala Harris. Now that you've gotten rid of Joe, now that you messed it all up for him, you better stay with Kamala, or it's going to be some real big problems. And if Kamala is not on the ticket, I don't see a way of winning. Just saying. And let's see here. What you guys are saying here in the audience, in the community. I hate saying the word audience. It's the community. And let's see here. I see here some good mornings, good mornings, good mornings. All these wonderful good mornings. You guys are interacting with each other. And it was horrible that they did what they, Jazzy said, it was horrible what they did to Joe Biden. I agree. Chris says, why hasn't Obama endorsed? They say Nancy, Obama, and some of the other bigwigs have not endorsed because they want to wait and see the process. See what they got to fill. They got to fill out what's going on. You know how politicians are. And so yeah, that's the case. I see here. What you guys saying? She says not cannibals. Well, let me tell you, the Democrats have been the cannibalistic party. They eat their own. They eat their own. There's no one else, no political party like them. Well, obviously we only have two, and a couple of little small ones around, but no one eats their own like the Democrats. And it's tradition. It's been that way for roughly 40, 50 years. So they got a record to run on of that. Let's see here. Mimi says, yes, Jazzy. I also think they may be waiting to hear what Biden has to say this week. This was a tidal wave. Yes, Wednesday, I do believe. I think it's going to be Wednesday. Wednesday, maybe the television hour of sharing about what's going on. I think Biden takes to the podium. And on that note, speaking of that, now you guys have heard me say I'm of the philosophy yesterday that that Biden may also resign, period, and make an incumbent. However, someone gave me something to think about yesterday, and I said, there's a hole in one of my theories. There's a hole in my theory. So when I have a hole in my theories, I got to tell you the hole that I kind of like. After looking at some news and some data, I said there is a hole in my theory of Kamala Harris being made president this week, well, before the end of this month. It could still happen, but there's a hole in my theory. And the hole in the theory, and my little roundtable folks that I end up chatting with and talking with, is that if Biden resigns the presidency and gives it to Kamala, then that ties her hands, because not only she is going to have to do a campaign and run the country, which may not be what you want to do. So there is a flaw in my thought process, is that the best way to go about this, even though meaning that everyone seems to be on board. Now, if everyone wasn't on board, that would be the way to go. But it seems like everyone is on board. So I have to come to my community with a correction. Is that they need Biden to stay on to finish his term so that Kamala has free reign to run her race. She can't run her race 100% if she's also running the country. I humble myself before you. I have a hole in my theory of that my first theory, which I stuck with it until yesterday, last night. After hearing all of this and sharing and looking and talking, and I said, there's a hole in my theory. What says you guys? What says you? Adrian's in the building, y'all. He is in the building today. He says that presumes she isn't running the country now. That is an interesting thought. Lisa says, yes, I know you said it yesterday, but I think Biden should finish out strong and make his last duty as president be to pardon his son. Ooh, yes, you mentioned that, Lisa. And I see Adrian says also, what's the difference between Biden running the country and running for re-election, and Harris running the country and running for president? She can do both. Very true, Adrian. I'm just saying there was a hole in my theory, so I had to bring it to you all. My gut still says that he might be resigning this week, or by the end of this month. But again, that probably would be something he might not do, because why? Because the Republicans are now trying to say if he can't run, then he can't be president. from the New York senator. I forgot her name, Defani, or her name is Defani. Someone give me her name. If you know her name, please text, put it inside there. She's a crazy crackpot anyway. But anyway, I'm sorry. Oops, I said no name calls. I don't like name calling. Oops, sorry. So I crossed my line there. But she is a, whew, yeah, she was saying if he can't run, which is two different things, apples and oranges, running the country and running for office are two different things. And also, it's been done several times in history that presidents did not run, they left their campaign and said, "I'm not running for another term." Period. They're crazy. And things are scary on the Republican side because people are losing their minds. They already have commercials up against Kamala, even though they don't know for sure if she's going to be it, but pretty much everyone thinks so. Everyone thinks so. Okay, let me just see what you got. I'm getting carried. I'm moving beyond your shares here. I need to make sure I get you guys in because this is a community conversation. Adrian says Obama endorsement will be crucial to get Black men on board. Oh, great. Also, Trish says, when is the Dem convention? I do believe the Dem convention is August 19th. So someone verify that with me. I do believe, just look it up on Google. If you have your Google machine near you, just verify, please. But I do believe it is August 19th, the week of August 19th. And I see in here, Elise says, it is time for them to unify behind Vice President Harris. And Jazzy says, Biden has made his stance. He's behind Kamala, and the others should get in line. I agree. I agree with you. I agree. Lisa says, I'm side-eyeing Obama a little bit. I am too. My thing is, but we all know that it's been part of this whole, there's a inner fight going on. So it's been shared on many, many platforms and many of the talking heads and many of the political people in the political arena that Nancy, Obama, and a couple of other folks are not true fans of Kamala. But we will see. We will see how this all plays out. And like Al Sharpton said, he goes, don't bet on, don't say, what's the word? He says, I forgot what he said, but I'm going to just paraphrase it. Don't get so excited until it's done. Can I just put it in my own words? Don't get so excited until it's done, until the ink is dry and Kamala is the Harris. It is the Harris plus ticket. That's right. Because with these Democrats, they could do some crap. So they could. Thank you. The DNC is August 19th through the 22nd. Thank you, Amparo. This is a community chat. That's why we all get in here and we get in here together. It's all about us. And for any folks that are here for the first time, this is what we do. We're a community. We talk, we chat. And most of us love politics here as much as we love photography. We love arts, we love photography, but we love to talk politics in this community. So it's politics and photography. That's what this Touch Base Daily community is pretty much about. So if you're first time here, come on in. If you're on Instagram, you happen to be in the Instagram world, there's some folks over there. Make sure you come over to the YouTube channel to Touch Base Daily, or just go to Ron Lewis Photos, and you will be included in the comments, and leave comments as well. Let's see here. Lisa says, I forgot who said it, but someone said he should resign effective immediately. Yep, that's that senator. That's the congresswoman from upstate New York. Stefanik, I think her name. I think it is. I want to say it's Stefanik or Stefanik. Anyway, I don't like her. She's a horrible person. Anyways, sorry. I'm just throwing out all kinds of shade today. I'm sorry. She says shaky party right now. Yes, Chris says it's a shaky party right now. And Elise says they are scared to death because now the age question is now off the table for the Democrats. So that means now Trump is the oldest person to have run or will be running or running. Well, he's nominated. Remember, they had their convention, so he is his party's nominee. So that makes him the first and the oldest nominated candidate on a party ticket in American history. Let that sink in. Okay, Jazzy says, y'all, it's one thing for Biden to say he's not going to run for a re-election. It's a whole situation if he steps down completely. We do not want that to happen. It will tie Kamala's hands. There you go. I think, Jazzy, thank you. That was the whole. I did not see. I did not. That's why we have people. That's why we have many thoughts, because one person can't see it all. That's right. One person cannot see it. That's why there's an old Bible verse that talks about, is wisdom in the midst of the counsel of many is wisdom. The counsel of many. In the counsel of many, there is wisdom. No one can think it out by themselves. Chris says, Black women are bringing their Black men to the polls. I agree. Like I told you before, when I used to work at Foot Locker, Black women are powerful. I learned that from working the sales floor, being a manager at Foot Locker back in my old days, decades ago. Black guy would come in. Well, my store was mostly Black constituents. All the patronage that came in were Black in Spanish. And the Black dude would not make a decision until his girlfriend or his wife or significant other, whoever she was, said yes. He wasn't making a decision until she said yes. And that happened almost like 90, I would say in the 90% time, 90% of the time. So we knew as salespeople, talk to the woman. Talk to the Black woman. She is going to make that, she's going to cause that guy to buy those expensive Jordan sneakers. Just saying. Anyway. So I see here, Aya says, Biden still has to wait till after election to take care of unfinished business, since there is supposed to be presidential immunity. Lock up a certain Agent Orange and pardons. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Yes. Jazzy says, Nancy Pelosi is bringing her state issues on the national stage. She needs to knock it off. I agree. They need to get on board. Trish says, rumors are flying. And David says, I live in California, and that would be the only thing she might get hammered on, is being soft on crime. However, no, I disagree. The people that don't like Kamala Harris, for those that don't like Kamala Harris, don't like her because she was hard on crime. And she's not the governor. That's why a lot of folks said Newsom could not run as well, because he has the baggage of all the homelessness, the crime, everything else going on in his state. Besides he and her being from the same state. He could not be her vice president. Anyway, he's pretty much a president type person. If he's going to be he's going to be running for president. And that's probably years from now. Parting folks. I see Elise says Obama last pick lost to 45. There we go. Say that again, Elise. Can I flash it? Can I flash this? I want to keep flashing it. Obama's last pick lost to 45. That's right. So they need to get it together. Let the people decide. We are the people. Lisa says, but they were saying Obama didn't weigh in because he wanted not to sway the public. He's been weighing. Don't stop now, Barry. Okay, let's see here. Okay, what time is it? Let me make sure I'm good on time. Good on time. Hey, I am Miss Reese is in the building. I see she's in the building. The girls' club is in the building. She says the Democrats are on my nerves real bad. I agree. I said the Democrats, like I said, that's why I'm an independent. Jay says, I just had an extreme case of deja vu. I see. And, oh, I did not know this. Lisa says, Haley said, whichever party retires their old guy will win. Anyway, can we really take anything that Haley says to being serious? Hello. That woman has switched mindsets a dozen times. What's up, Democrats? Says Bryson. What's up, Jasmine? He says, okay, I see in here. Hannah says, good morning. That's giving to Kimmy Kim. That's what's bothering me about Obama. Our democracy is at stake. I heard he didn't try to stop Clooney either with his mess. There is a this is definite side eye with Obama. Okay. Adrian says, my wife literally just asked me to get her a fresh pair of Jordans. So it does work. It does work in reverse as well, right? Lisa says, and how the Republican women are supporting Dump is beyond me. They are literally making her laugh at bad thing. A bad thing. Exactly. They're crazy. They don't like women. Use your brains, women. Choose your interests. That's right. Let me I had to rethink that one. I was going to say something about the Republican women. There's something extremely wrong with the women in the Republican Party. Anytime you can stand by a man and make t-shirts about grabbing them by the beep and wearing it with pride, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with a party with the women who have just gotten their rights taken away from them. But yet they still fall in line. There's something extremely wrong with the women of the Republican Party. When J.D. Vance says, if you're in an abusive relationship, when you are in an abusive relationship and you're in this marriage, you should stay. And they want to make sure they go back to that law that makes it difficult for a woman to leave a marriage that is abusive. There is something wrong with the women of the Republican Party that stand with a person who is a felon, who has been charged with rape. There's something wrong with the women of the Republican Party who stand with Trump. Just had to say it. There's something wrong. And I had to say it without name calling. But let's just go with the facts. There's something. And then the ones that consider themselves to be Christians. I'm not even going down that rabbit hole, but I had one Christian woman that upset with me because it's something I posted on my Facebook page, which was really heavily, it was like, it was just simply saying that the MAGA folks traded in their red hats for ear pads. And they had these, 1950 looking family in church reading their Bible. And this woman she lost her mind. She just, and I was like, you've missed the point, young lady. You've missed the point, dear Christian. Because, and I'm going to say this with as gentleness as I can, for all the church people in the world, in America, let's not go with the world, that are on the bandwagon with Trump, you really need to rethink your religion. You really need to rethink your position. I've heard so many things in the last 2 weeks to make my head spin like a spinning top. One person says that Trump is fulfilling some kind of prophecy. He's like some kind of, and then comparing him to scriptures and all these things and saying that, God has called Trump. The last I checked, humility was a good sign of being a Christian. And like I always said, my religion, for anyone that has any doubt, will say Ron is being difficult on the Christians. There's a difference between Christians and Christian nationalists. There's a difference between Christians that follow Christ than those who follow a dictator wannabe. The person that has no signs of any kind of being Christian-ish of anything. If you want to find out who the Christians are, they're mostly aligned with the red letters that Jesus spoke. Yeah, going into a religious seminar here. Yes. I always say, if you are you must follow the red letters. I am a red letter Christian. What Jesus says is important. However, in being a Christian in America, I am also of the mindset that I live in America and that religious freedoms are important. I don't care if you're a Muslim. I don't care if you're a Jewish in faith, Hindu, or whatever you decide to serve. I don't really care if you are a Satanist. Religion in America should be free. You should be free to practice your religion. You should be free to practice your religion. There's a reason why there's a separation between church and state. We who call ourselves true people that believe in the Constitution and believe in democracy, there's no overlap between Christian. This is not a Christian nation. And for all those people that think this is a Christian nation, that's the first problem. Now, there are Christian people that live in this nation, but guess what? There are Muslims that live in this nation also. And so why should they be treated less than? Because you think this is a Christian nation. I'm just saying, it infuriates me the hatred towards Muslims, the hatred towards anything other than white Christians. Shoot, Black Christians need to wake up as well. Because remember, you couldn't worship with white Christians 4 decades ago. 6 decades ago. Right? So we need to really get it in check when it comes to, oh, there's a Christian nation. No, there are Christian people in this nation. When Jefferson wrote the Constitution, Independence, Declaration of Independence, and the Constitution, they use many historical references to create this republic. They use Jefferson's, it's said that Jefferson in his library had a Quran. He used the Quran to help him pencil together what we cherish as the Constitution. Know your history, folks. Know why we are a country. And then we have to understand why this country was formed in the first place. It was formed of what's called the Doctrine. The Doctrine of Discovery. There's some homework for you guys to do. Find out what the Doctrine of Discovery, when the Portuguese and the Spanish said, oh, wherever you go, according to the church, it is yours. And so these folks left Europe and went all over the globe and telling people, you're on our property. You're on our land, because we have been decreed by the church that this is our land. And therefore, you either get with the program or we will kill you. All in the name of the church. Know church history, y'all. Know it well. The Great Crusades was not something that just happened overnight. The Great Crusades was a 700, I do believe I think it's 700 plus year conquest. So anyway, I don't know how I got into that, but someone needed to hear that America is not a Christian country, but there are Christians that live here. Just like the Republican Party is not a racist party. However, the racists love the Republican Party. So anyway, just trying to get your mindset right so that way you'll understand that all these things that we fight about, we need to know our history. But I would challenge you to, I mean, it's a great research. I'm reading, I'm in the middle of reading this book. It's called, and this is really good. If you're interested in about the Doctrine of Discovery, it's really good. It's called The Hidden Roots of White Supremacy. That's what I'm reading right now. That's what's on that's what I'm listening to every day. Learning and understanding the historical timeline of American culture. But it's called The Hidden Roots of White Supremacy by Robert P. Jones. It is a very good book. And so check it out. Anyway, we need to get back on. I don't know. Should I just leave that as a Motivation Monday? What are you guys saying? Oh, man, you guys are not talking. Are you guys here? Did I freeze? Am I talking? Was that too deep? Or anyway. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. And then we're going to go to our Motivation Monday quote. And we're going to head out into the week to be the best creatives and photographers we can possibly be. Here we go. Let's see what you guys have said. Let me scroll back. Jazzy says, in regards to what's going on, this is about power and placement. These women don't feel that they have to worry about these things because they are standing with their men who will have their power. But that's deception over there. When Jelly says, without realizing that those same men don't want them to have any power and want to control them. Hey, Derek is in the building. My whole problem with Amber Rose being poster child. How can you be against slut shaming and rape, but join the party that supports it? Yeah, I don't. Amber Rose, that's a whole nother page. That's a whole nother situation. Anyway, can I put this up here so you guys know if you are here? If you are here, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Share this with 10 people. There you go. I'm giving you a quantitative stance. Giving you a number. I see here them them straight women. Now that may be an insider joke between Trish and I. Sonia said, I actually unfollow so many prayer groups on Facebook on their prayer for Trump. Yeah, one of my friends, literally, was in a Christian circle. And again, just because people say they're Christians don't mean they're Christians. And the minute he said that he was not supporting Trump, do you know they began to lay hands on him the old-fashioned way and began to pray for him? So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this country, but we must stay focused. Yes, Sandra. Ron, doesn't God hate liars? Yes, he hates liars. I shouldn't say God hates liars. I wouldn't go with God hates liars. If you are following biblical principle, God hates, the lying, but he does not hate the liar, because there's always redemption for individuals. Without me going into a sermon on redemption. Okay, Lisa says, at least we are something else. Black women are the baddest. When I first tried to get on, it said it was full. I'm glad they fixed it. Look how fast and deliberate we are. Who came to in Black women last night on Zoom? Yes, right. That was true. Hey, Dr. Tachi's in the building. Dr. Tachi's in the building. There is a difference between following. There we go. There's a difference between following Christ and using Christ. Woo! Yes. Can I let the church say amen to that? Lisa said, Elise says, Lisa, I couldn't get on at first either. I am so glad they were allowed to add more people in. Oh, that was the Zoom. Was that the Zoom talk last night? Oh, yes. The ladies were out. That's what Bryson's talking about. Okay, Eldridge is in the building. What's going on, Eldridge? How you doing, sir? Mr. Eldridge Dunmore is in the building. Jazzy says, we know they don't understand the written words of the Constitution, because if they did, they would understand half the stuff. They would understand half the stuff that they say doesn't make any sense. Amparo, I'm going to vote based on the need to save democracy, period. Regardless of whoever is there, they could have had Weekend at Bernie's. Hey, Anthony's in the building also. What's going on, Anthony? Anthony's here. Anthony's back in the house. Okay, and let's see here. Empire said, it's why most Caribbean Spanish-speaking countries are big on Christianity and Catholicism. Yeah, it's because of the... Yeah. Yep. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to stop there. Jordan is getting on my nerves. So, also watching Secret Service director being questioned. Yeah, that's going to be some kind of hearing today. We are here. I'm riding with the Buddhists. There you go. Thank you, Trish. Yes, Christians are Not all his nope, I can't go see, Chris, I won't even though you say this, Christians are hypocritical, I would say not Christians are hypocritical. There are certain people that are they say they're Christians, but are hypocritical. There we go. Let's not say Christians are hypocritical. Nope. I will not go there. I will not say that because I believe that there are people that are true to the faith. And again, people that love, people that really exist in their religions for the most part will practice a certain amount of love and compassion towards other mankind and womankind. Yes, she'll be anything to try and be relevant. She better look at what happened to Christy Michelle, and Christy Michelle actually has talent. Yeah, y'all talking about Amber. Y'all talking about, okay, here we go. Yes, Ron, over 40,000 Black women were on Zoom last night and raised over 1.5 million. It was amazing. How did that escape me? I guess because I'm not a woman. How did y'all get the info? How did y'all get on? How did 40,000 Black women get on a Zoom? That must have been remarkable. Okay. Girls Club said, I am so mad I missed the Zoom last night. I had to work. Thanks to everyone that sent me the link. Wow. Now that's grassroots. Dr. Tachi says, yes, it was phenomenal. Wow. Wow. I cannot wait to see. I hope they do a sharing or they recorded it. I would love to hear what the Black women were talking about. It's nothing like being in a room with a lot of folks chatting and talking and sharing. That's how we learn. That's how we're learning here. There you go. Lisa says her Delta chapter group chat told her. Okay, so a lot of folks got it out. They got it out through the grapevine. Lee says Black women know how to network. Okay, let me just go right into our close for Motivation Monday. Don't leave us because this is so important. I want to make sure that you get this. And here we go. The thought. Here we are. The beautiful essence of photography. And this can be for any of your creative places that you are in. Let's do that. The beautiful essence of photography. One is a quote by Jacques-Henri Lartigue. Photography to me is catching a moment which is passing and which is true. That's the quote for the photographers this week. Okay, so let's break it down. Catching a moment which is passing. Photography allows us to freeze fleeting instants in time. You know how I talk about that all the time. We have the greatest responsibility as photographers or artists to freeze time. To freeze time. To freeze precious moments. To freeze the moments that mean something to someone or that will be used for historical purposes. Next, whether it's a child laughter, a sunbeam filtering through leaves, or a couple of sharing a glance, these moments are ephemeral. Oh, gosh. My brain is a little frozen here. Ephemeral. Can't get that word out. Ephemeral. Okay, and next. The camera becomes our time travel device, preserving these fragments forever. Okay, that is another one for me too. The camera becomes our time travel devices. I think that is so because I travel around the country. I've traveled around, not around, I won't say around the world because I still haven't gone to Asia, still haven't gone to Antarctica, and I still haven't gone to South America. I've been to other places. I've been to Africa. Parts of Africa, parts of Europe, and my camera has been my passport. Which is true. Photography isn't just about capturing reality, it's about revealing the truth. Each photograph reflects the photographer's perspective, emotions, and interpretation. So you can tell my brain's I'm all wired up for campaign stuff. But yeah, this is true. Each photograph reflects the photographer's perspective, emotions, and interpretation. It could be 10 of us, 10 photographers in one room, one space, looking at the same thing, and all of us will photograph it in a different way. Because not only do we click our cameras just to be clicking and get a good picture, most of us as photographers click with all of our experience behind us, with all of the experience that we bring to the table. Next, the truth lies not only in the subject, but also in the photographer's authenticity and intention. Yeah. So be original, be authentic. The dance of light and emotion. Light plays a pivotal role in photography. And we've heard that we are, guys and girls, light chasers. Those who love photography, those who have pursued after photography, the main rule is you are looking for light in the way the light falls on your subject. Next, it dances across landscapes, illuminates faces, and creates shadows. In that interplay of light and darkness, truth emerges, the raw, unfiltered emotions frozen in pixels, right? Little pixels. Next, the imperfect beauty, the imperfections make moments authentic. A crooked smile, a raindrop on a petal, or a candid expression. They're all part of the truth we seek. Photography celebrates imperfections, revealing beauty and vulnerability. I love when the author wrote this, and because I went through this and I said I need to share this with you guys. And isn't it the truth? Is that a lot of times when we photographers are photographing, we are looking for the anomalies. We're looking for the things that are not so regular or so current or that are trending. Like, this is something that's, everybody's into. We're looking for the things that are unique. When we photograph, what makes photography so amazing is that we are searching for things that are unique. It was like I was out at the market on Saturday, and I was photographing people at the market in Grand Ole Plaza here in Brooklyn. And I was looking for all of the anomalies. Like this gentleman had his hair, the way he had his glasses and hair, and he was wearing pink, and he stood out from the crowd. He was unique. So I wanted to photograph him. Sir, may I photograph you? He said, yes. And he posed, and I photographed. So we look for the anomalies. We look for the things that are unique, authentic. In conclusion, fellow photographers, embrace the passing moments, seek truth, and let your lens tell your story. Keep capturing life's fleeting magic. Okay, guys, that is it for today. We made it. I made it for 11 o'clock. I made it. We got it all in. But let me see what you guys are saying. Let me see what you guys are saying, and then we'll close it out. Okay, I see here. Kamala will be speaking at Grand Roll on the Grand Bulle of Zeta Phi Beta sorority. Okay, update your passports, says Trish. Chris says, we had these discussions all the time in many of my photos courses, everyone looking for his or her own way through our art, but it's always just that, our art. You say it, Chris. Sounds great, Chris. Trish says, it's the love of light. That's what photography is. Daya says, it was great seeing you. It was great seeing you too, Daya. Saturday, we got to see each other. This is why I love street photography. My eyes are wide open, says David. Okay, guys, get out there, make a difference this week. Let's hang in there. Let's stand strong. And hopefully Kamala is the head of the ticket, but I think she will be. And people like the Joe Mansons in the world that want to stick there and raise their little ugly heads, to try to mix something, they ain't going to survive. They're not going to stand strong. This is Kamala's time. This is about Black women, Asian women, women are going to change this country. And I am so glad to be a supporter of women. You guys rock. This is going to be an amazing race. And the Republicans are totally terrified because of you. Let all the nah. Let all the women say amen. Let all the women say amen. And let's have a great week, everyone, men and women, boys and girls, anyone that's in this audience. Let's make it a week that counts. Do something beautiful. Spread your craft. Use your craft to be a blessing. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining in. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this platform. If you part of this community, make sure you pass it on, subscribe, and not only that, but share it with other people. Okay, and I'm out of here. See you tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Later.